So namaste yogis, welcome into practice. Now wherever you are today is exactly where you need to be. If you're not already, go ahead and find your way onto your back and just let yourself settle into the moment. It's a really unique thing oftentimes when you come to practice that whatever you've been up to until now almost kind of shines a light on how much perhaps we might need this practice right now, even if perhaps it can be a little bit of a challenge at times to have gotten to this point. One of the things my teacher used to say early on, which I always remember and I always share as well, and so some of you have heard this before, is oftentimes we need to recognize that the hardest part about the practice today was the choice to get on your mat. And so if you're doing that or if you've done that, know that you've already done 99% of the hard work in this practice, regardless of the postures or the sequence or the breath that is needed. And so coming to the practice with gratitude, coming to the practice with acknowledgement of that is a great way to begin. And so in this practice today, we're going to do about 45, 50 minutes of practice where the focus is very much to lean into one side or the other. Right, a lot of aspects of the practice where it's yin and yang, light and dark, sun and moon. It's a practice of duality, of perspectives that help us understand that the body, the breath, the practice has different ways of approaching things. And so in saying this practice, I want you to approach it as a practice of two halves. And what that will come to light in the practice is there'll be part of the practice, the first part of the practice, that's a little bit more dynamic, a little bit more effortful, a little bit more sequenced with the intention for you to focus your physical practice in motion. And then the second half of the practice will slow down. Not so that it's soft or settled or not moving, but it's inward. It's a little bit more quietly aware or intentional. And what you'll also notice through this practice is we're going to look at the practice physically in two halves, where we're going to have a little bit more of our sequence stacked between right side and left. A lot of times in the modern practice or traditional practice per se, we do a lot of right side, left side, right side, left side, right side, left side, right side, left side. And you kind of go back and forth and you get this kind of this side and that, and almost is like a game of tennis. In this practice, I want to spend a little bit more time on each side before we do the other side. So some of you will know this as stack sequencing. Some of you will notice this more as what feels like longer side sequencing. And if all of this is new to you, just enjoy it for what it is and just allow it to be a practice where you can learn something about yourself more than anything else. So if you're down on the floor, and I'll join you now as we begin, can you just take the nicest breath you've taken all day and breathe everything in and breathe everything out. And just notice what it feels like for the practice to have two sides. So as you inhale, breathe all the way in. And as you exhale, let your knees go to the right. So if your body's long, like in Shavasana, bend the knees. And then on your inhale, bring it back up through the middle. And as you exhale, take it over to the left. And do that again. Inhale back through the middle. Exhale over to the right. And then with the breath, just follow it. Breathe it in. And exhale to the left. And just do this 3, 4, 5 more times, but then start to add the head in the rotation of the same side. So as you breathe in through the middle, and as you exhale, let your knees go to the right, let your head go to the right. So a lot of times we do opposites just to lengthen line of the body, but I want to keep it the same for the moment. Inhale back up through the middle. Exhale, knees go left, head goes left. Inhale. Exhale. One last time, everything goes up through the middle. Exhale over to the left. Good. And then bringing your knees back through the middle for a moment. Bring your right knee to your chest and let your left leg go long. And then just draw the knee into your chest and just start to feel what that single-sided effort feels like. Call that a hip flexion in your right side, a drawing in of the knee towards the right chest or shoulder, and then flex and unflex the ankle and just start to give a little bit of space to that right side of the body. Depending how you feel, this might feel nice and releasing, or it can feel a little bit tight and cramped. And what we're looking for is we're looking for the exploration of space. And in this practice of 2 halves, I want you to feel what it feels like to create effort as the knee draws in, and then extend as the right leg goes up to the sky. Inhale, bring the knee into the chest. Exhale, send it up towards the sky. Inhale, bring the knee in. You can use the hands to draw it in. Exhale, send it up and long. It doesn't need to straighten, it just needs to lengthen. Inhale, draw it in, pause here, and then grab the big toe from the inside and turn this into half happy baby. Now from this half happy baby shape, I want you to draw the right thigh bone towards the floor. So you have this action of what we call femur descending downward. And now start to notice if the pelvis starts to fall right. So keep the pelvis level. If you need to, left hand on your left hip. And as you inhale, you can start to extend the leg if that suits your range today. And then exhale, bring it back to half happy baby. Again, only go to the range that works for you. Don't even wait for me. Inhale, send it out. Exhale, curl it in. And it might be something a little bit more nurturing or nourishing that you need, or it might feel like you need to really start to expand. And then as you inhale, as you send it outward, you can stay where you are, or you can let it open up to the right side. Now again, depending on the range of your body and the range that you have in your space, it might not need to go that far, 5, 10, 20 degrees from the midline, or for some of you, it will go further, your thigh bone will come closer towards the floor, but I need your left femur to stay down, your left hip to draw back down to the earth. Good, and then inhale, bring it back through the middle. Bend your right knee, place it on the floor, shuffle your hips an inch or two to the right, and then take a supine twist. Let that right knee come across the body. Big breath in. Long breath out. One more breath here. Full inhale in. Long exhale out. Wonderful. Bring it up through the middle. Staying on that right side just for a little bit more. Can you bring both feet up like it's bridge pose? Lift your hips into a bridge pose as you steady yourself upside down. And then what I'd like you to do is keep your right leg now down on the floor, because now it's still the effort leg. Draw your left knee to your chest and left leg to the sky. Stay in this single leg bridge shape as you inhale your hips a little higher. And then exhale, sink your hips about 1 centimeter off the floor. Inhale, press up through the hips. Exhale, let the hips lower. Inhale, press up through the hips. Exhale, let the hips lower. One more time. Inhale, let the hips lift. And now lift your right heel as you stay lifted in the hips and lifted in the right leg. Good. Breathe here for a moment as you steady and start to feel that whole right leg switch on. Take a full inhale in. And then exhale, heel down, hips down, left knee bends, left knee to the floor. Now, inhale, lift both hips, clean bridge pose for a moment. Hold the bridge as you exhale. Create space along the front line of the hip flexors. Good, and then let your hips come back down to the floor. Straighten your left leg. Now let's do the second side. So what we're really doing as you draw the left knee into your chest is we're stacking postures on top of it. So you get to feel a little bit prolonged effort, a little bit of what you might call muscular fatigue, and at the same time what you're doing is you're ultimately allowing the body to be put into sequence as you feel the left knee drawing in the left side now. Good, now you know the sequence is bending and straightening. Right, so you inhale, send the left leg up. Exhale, curl it back down. Inhale, send it back up. Exhale, curl it back down. 2, 3 times more. Inhale, take it back up. Exhale, curl it back down. Inhale, take it back up. Exhale as you draw the knee in, turn this to half happy baby, left hand to the left big toe. Now draw it open to half happy baby and find a little bit of space here. Just notice how the breath is lining up today, how it feels to start to put a little bit of action or awareness into the shape of the body. And then start to expand this into a close and open position. So inhale, the left leg now expands, and it might not match the right side. Exhale, half happy baby. Good. Inhale, extend. Now for me, that's a lot tighter today. Whew. Exhale, draw it back in. Remember, don't judge the practice today based on yesterday. You judge it based on right now. One more time as you inhale, extend it. You can stay or you can take it longer or lower towards the floor. Remember, right hand stays on right hips, drawing the pelvis back towards the earth. Take a big breath in. Long breath out. Inhale, bring your left leg back up to the center. Bend your knee, put it on the floor. Lift your hips and take them a touch to the left. And then take a twist over to the right side. So what you're going to feel is this supine twist as it takes you over. And the body will open as much as it feels like it needs to open from this early shape of the practice. And part of your job is to navigate how your body feels at time of practice. Remember, different times of day, different seasons of practice, different space in the body. The shape is the shape, or the posture is the posture. The way in which it responds in your body is going to be unique to how it is today and all the other things going on in your life. Okay, coming back through the middle, please. Put yourself back down, hips underneath you, like a bridge pose. Bend the knees, lift your hips, and now bring your right knee to your chest and extend it up towards the sky. Inhale, the hips lift like a bridge pose, and then exhale, let them lower. Inhale, activate and push from the leg. Exhale, let them lower towards the floor. Inhale, rise, reach. Exhale, release. Last one, inhale, lift the hips, lift the heel. Pause. Exhale, heel goes down, bum goes down. Both feet go down. Take a full bridge pose. Inhale, spiral the pelvic wheel long and behind you. And then exhale, release the spine, draw your knees to your chest. Good. Now the legs are working. Now the legs are waking up. And then take a moment to keep things a little bit more symmetrical. Put your legs up into a happy baby pose. Grab both big toes, let the thigh bones draw towards the floor. Just take a little bit of an action of just seeing how the two sides of the body or the two halves of your practice feel. And remember, they're supposed to be uniquely different. It's two sides of a coin means that they're same but different, right? And so part of it is the familiarity of knowing what the other side feels like, but also the realization that it's not going to be exactly the same. And that's necessary when we practice. Good, send your legs to the sky, lift your head, lift your shoulders, point your toes away, reach up and expand, let the whole back body lengthen with height. Draw your knees in, rock yourself forward and back. Meet me in a tabletop shape. Welcome into your practice. Take a moment to yourself to get grounded. And grounded can mean allowing the shoulders to roll, allowing the hands to ground. It can really just be about setting yourself up for the best practice that supports you today. And that can be rolling of the shoulders. That can be moving of the hips back and forward. And all we're looking to do is find a sense of steadiness and openness at the same time. If you haven't already, make sure you've moved your wrists into circles. And put a little bit of action in two sides. And as I said before, we're going to work in halves today. So we're really going to focus on the right side for a little bit as we get ourselves into gear. So from this tabletop shape, when you're ready, steady and stabilize your tabletop. So your structures, your shoulders over your wrist joints, and take your right leg straight out to the right side. Now this knee will lift wide, and whatever wide means for you, fine. And as you take that right knee out to the side, I want you to inhale, take it wide, and exhale, bring it back. Now the trick here, keep going, is you inhale and bring it back, is to not lose sight of the midline. Don't let everything just tilt left because you want that leg to be higher. Doesn't really matter how high it goes. What matters is you're isolating this action on the right side. Good. Open that hinge door one more time as you inhale. Take it all the way out. And now circle it forward. Little hip circles as you work within it. Good. I'm going to turn forward. You stay the same just so you can see me. And this right leg is now circling forward. Beautiful. At the same time, as this right leg circles forward, now leave it up in the high position, extend your right leg, and then take it wide into a gate pose, Parigasana spread. So what you've got is your left hip over your left knee, your right foot out at a diagonal, and your arms are in a tabletop shape. Now from this action, I want you to first start by just putting a little bit of rocking action into the back. So you're just moving your hips back ever so slightly. Take it as far as what the range suits you, just to warm up that side body space, that inner thigh space. And now from that same shape, I want you to come back to what feels like a tabletop action in the shoulders, and then start to do cat-cow. So inhale, and then exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, and then exhale. As you come back to a tabletop shape, climb the body up and sit up high into a side Parigasana angle. So now the left side of your body is stacked, left arm goes high and long, and then take a side bend over that outstretched leg. Now here's a trick with the bottom right hand. It's so easy to put your hand down and then push. What we don't want to do is push down. What we want to do is create length. So a nice way to think about it is flip the palm over, and so you extend out of it, or stay on the fingertips and reach from it. Good. Take a big breath in. Take this left hand over, down to the floor, and then lift your right leg off the ground. So it's a modified half moon shape. Beautiful. From this modified half moon shape, bend the top right leg, catch the right foot, and then open the chest for a half modified half moon. Good. Big breath in. Long breath out. Big inhale. Long exhale. Extend it as you release. Send your right leg back, your right hand over your head. Now your right hand goes to the top of the mat if you need be. Good. Now you have that basic steadiness. And then lift that right leg up one more time. Come back into that half modified half moon. Good. Some of you might be down the mat, some of you might be the side of the mat. It doesn't make a difference for the moment as long as you have the right body action. Bend that leg one more time. Catch the foot and open up. Depending on the range that you feel today, look for the space as opposed to the resistance. Take a big breath in. Good. As you exhale, release. Put your right foot back on the floor, come back up to Parigasana. Take a big breath in. Exhale, hands down in front of you. Lift that right leg up, take it all the way behind you, turn the toe down, tabletop position. How are we doing? We okay? Now we can do the second side and notice the difference. Again, you're facing down your mat. If you want to turn sideways, you're welcome to. I'm just doing that so you can see me. Left leg goes up. And just notice, if you're looking at me, the structure of my torso still stays tabletop. I'm not trying to throw it out just to let the leg go higher. And we want to do this 3, 4, 5 times. And as you lift that up, then extend the leg out and take some hip circles. And you might find that one side feels easier or more miserable. And again, your job isn't to figure out which is better, but just notice the difference of it. This side's really clicky for me and really tight today, so that's not my favorite, but we're here now. And then send the leg out, place it down on the floor, and start to rock the body forward and back. And don't just do the action. So remember, the yoga practice isn't about just doing the shape for shape's sake. What I want you to do is look in the space where the body can open. Look for the place in which there is space to expand, and you might just be pleasantly surprised about what you discover about how your body moves with purpose. My hips are moving back, moving forward. Good, and I'll come back to a tabletop shape and I'll add some cat-cows. Really this comes down to is, can we notice when we're on one side the feelings of focus, intention, as opposed to just the game of tennis that goes between the two sides of the body. You could come back to a tabletop shape. When you're ready, pick yourself up, reach your right hand up towards the sky. Parigasana, take it over and fold. Big breath in. Long extension out. One more breath goes in. Long breath out. Cartwheel your hands over and down to the back of your mat or the side of your mat. Lift your left foot up. Half moon, modified, extend and expand. And then when you're ready, bend your left knee, catch your left foot behind, and then open it up. Oh, my left side is really not giving me much today. Ugh. Big breath in. Long breath out. Good, and then expand it out. If you need to put your left hand on the floor for balance, do so, or put your foot down. Then do it one more time. Bend, grab, and open. Big inhale in. Long exhale out. Good, and then extend it out. Reach. And then find your way back to a tabletop shape. Lift your left leg up. Take it behind you. Put it down on the floor. I'll come back to where you are. Tabletop action. Tuck your toes. Lift your hips. Downward facing dog. Welcome into the practice. Now in this motion, as you take a downward facing dog for a walk, notice how the feet feel a little bit more underneath you maybe. Switched on through action. Effort creates a little bit of awareness, and that can be helpful in our approach for practice. Maybe. And from this shape in a first downward facing dog, can you simply lift your right leg to the sky and bring your knee to your nose. Lift it and expand it. Knee to nose. Inhale and expand it. Step forward to a low lunge. Put your left knee on the floor. Keep your left toes tucked. Inhale, reach your hands to the sky. And then exhale, hands to the floor. Plank pose. Chaturanga Dandasana. Release through a cobra pose because it's the first back bend of the practice. And then exhale, tuck your left toe, three-legged downward facing dog, right leg to the sky. Good, big breath in, knee to nose, same motion, same sequence. Inhale, knee to nose. Keep those hips lifted like a cat. Knee to nose, step forward, low lunge. Left knee down. Inhale, hands rise. Exhale, hands to the floor. Three-legged chaturanga. Keep that right leg off the floor. Cobra or upward facing dog. Three-legged downward facing dog. Inhale, knee to nose. Same thing. Exhale. Inhale. Step forward and notice that we're still on this first side, even though we're doing our third pass of it. Inhale, hands go up. Exhale, hands to the floor. Three-legged chaturanga. Keep that right leg floating. Cobra or upward facing dog. Three-legged downward facing dog. Down dog. And so right away as we do these first three passes of it, the body first goes, why are we doing the same side again? And then now that we've gotten back to down dog, it's very likely you're going, thank goodness the left side. But no, we're still on the right side. Whew. Right leg back to the sky, breathe in. Step forward, straight forward, crescent lunge. Left knee is off the mat this time. Inhale, everything comes up. Exhale, everything opens, warrior two. Flip the front palm, inhale, reverse. Everything is lunging through this front right leg. Extended side angle, right elbow, right knee, left hand to the front of the mat. Turn your eyes down to the floor. Straighten your front right leg. Lift yourself up to a warrior two of the arms, triangle preparation. Reach forward. Good. Utthita Trikonasana, right hand goes down. Peel the chest open as you breathe in. Eyes can turn. Exhale, eyes to the top of the mat. Bend your right knee. Ardha Chandrasana, float that left foot up off the mat. So from a standing bent lunge leg into a standing half moon. Be more in the right leg as much as possible as opposed to being in the right hand. So if you the temptation is going to be to reach for the block because the block is what kind of you're used to stabilizing your posture. But I want you to actually lower the right leg. So bend the right knee and come down so you're on the fingertips. Take a big breath in. Cartwheel that left hand over your head, standing splits. Close the pelvis, lift your left heel. And then inhale, rise your left knee to your chest. Stay here for a moment. Whew. Hold on to the left knee. Steady the breath. Reach your hands up towards the sky. Warrior three, send that left heel back. Big breath in. Long breath out. Step back through a lunge. Inhale, hands to the sky. Chaturanga, three-legged high to low plank. Send that right leg to the back of the room. Cobra up dog. Downward facing dog. And as you reset back into your dog, there's a part of your practice now, hopefully, that's almost forgotten where we started. Forgotten how we got to this point. And that's the benefit of staying in flow, staying in motion, staying in action. Sometimes it's too easy when we go right, left, right, left, right, left. You're just so predictable. Oh, I know where I'm going. I know where I'm going back. And now as we move to the left side, your job is to let it come back as opposed to know where you're going. And even if it's right there in the front of your brain, so be it. You just have one of those sticky memories. But the job here is to be in the moment, using the tools of our practice to benefit a focus, which gives us the two sides of our practice. So switching off the analytical side of our brain and being more in the creative brain or the spacious side of the brain, even though there is sequence to do. All right, left side, please. We've got 3 rounds of it. Inhale your left leg to the sky. And if you remember or don't, knee to nose. Inhale. Knee to nose. Curl like a cat. Lift those hips. Inhale, heel goes high. Step forward, low lunge. Right knee to the floor. Inhale, hands to the sky. And if you remember, it's hands down, step back, chaturanga. Lower to the floor, cobra pose. Inhale, remember, try not to predict. Just try to remember. Exhale, 3-legged dog, left leg to the sky. Big breath in, everything stays high. Knee to nose, curl it. Inhale. Curl it. Heel goes high. Step it forward, low lunge again, slightly different variation. Inhale, hands go up. What's different this time? 3-legged high to low plank. Now your left foot stays off the floor as you lower down. Inhale, rising through cobra or upward facing dog. Tuck your right foot, send your left heel to the sky. Good, big breath in. Knee to nose, curl it forward. Inhale, lift it. Exhale, curl it. Inhale, extend it. Exhale, step lunge, right knee to the floor. Inhale, everything goes up. Exhale, 3-legged chaturanga. Send that left leg back. Cobra or upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Big breath in. Long breath out. Those are the 3 rounds on the floor. Now let's lift to lunge. Breathe in. Still on the left side. Exhale, step, rise and reach. Warrior 2, open it up. As you open it up, flip the front palm for lunge. Inhale, reverse. And then as you exhale, set yourself up. Utthita Trikonasana. Right arm reaches. Right? I think we did an extended side angle, but let's do that. And then let's straighten. Either which way now, bent lunge turns into straight leg lunge. Turn your eyes to the floor. Lunge through that left leg. Stay lifted, stay low, stay on the fingertips. Half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. Let the foot work. Let the leg work. Let the effort flow. Take a big breath in. Standing splits. Hips close, right leg, heel high. Good, take a big breath in. Step back through a lunge. Inhale, everything floats sky high. Exhale, hands to the floor. Chaturanga, high to low plank. Inhale, rise. Exhale, downward facing dog. Drop your knees down, put your knees together, put your forehead on the floor, bring your arms by your ankles. Take a moment to breathe. In these moments of practice, our job is not to predict. Our job is not to move forward. Especially of those of us who are dedicated and curious in the practice or teach the practice. Your mind is already built now or programmed now to predict what's coming next. To be in the frontward stance, to be on the edge of your seat. When we do the practice in two halves, we focus a stack sequence in flow on the right side and a stack sequence on the left side. We're now here at rest as the body returns to wherever balance can be found. You're likely now still in child's pose, forehead on the floor. Reach your hands forward and slide yourself onto your belly, please. And so place your hands under your head in what feels like a pillow. Let your hands be comfortable wherever they sit. And if you're anything like me, you have a heartbeat that's beating, a breath that is flowing, either more intentionally or more irregularly, depending on how much you've been focusing on it. And the capacity that we receive is the result of our effort. Or simply put, how we feel is based on what we've done. And there's something really beautifully profound where the practice, through the actions or the efforts of the practice, can deliver us into a moment where all we care about is right now. The yogis will say life exists between the space of your inhale and exhale. And you can even take that even more into the moment where maybe life exists in the moment in which your heart beats. And in these moments when your heart is beating and your blood is flowing and the breath is returning, perhaps these are the moments where we are exactly here as it is. Turn your head to the other side if you've been one-sided the whole time. So this practice of two halves can receive. And while we have time in a practice, we want to use the time for its effectiveness. And so when we have these moments of effort into ease, sthira into sukha, fast into slow, or right side into left side, it becomes comparative enough where we can recognize the spectrum of our experience. Yogis will say we only know that it is light because we know what dark is. We only know that a mountain is high because we know that the sea is deep. This is how the physical practice unfolds, is that the effort that we put in through flow, big or small, is received in stillness and in space and in silence. So on the floor of where you are, return your forehead back down to the earth. And we'll start very simply with some rolling cobras. Bring your hands on the fingertips underneath you, and as your next inhale, push the tops of your feet down, and just lift your spine off the floor a few times. Do it in a way where the shoulders can roll down the back, the scapulas can descend, but more importantly, the body can feel like the front body is opening and the back body is engaged. And the next time you rise up, leave yourself up in an upward position, but move your hands to your forearms so it becomes a sphinx pose or a prep. And all we're simply going to do is we're going to work with a half bow pose and then see how that lands in the body. And so to do that, anchor down the left side, bend your right knee, catch the right foot, and maybe that's as far as where you need to be today. Or push the forearm down, lift the chest, kick the foot away, and start to feel an active lift in the chest and an active engagement in the back leg. And then do me a favor and roll your right rib cage down. So it starts to feel like you're a little bit more central midline, as opposed to just trying to roll open and kick open. And I find that sometimes for some of us, we're a little bit tight in the quads or short in the hip flexors. Take your right thigh out a few millimeters or centimeters and just find that height. If it feels strong for you, you can go fingertips on that left hand and really lift and elevate. But again, part of that is you choosing what side of the body needs your focus. Take a big breath in, and then exhale, everything releases. Let the hips wobble side to side just for a moment. And we're gonna do the same side twice more, so 3 on each side. But before we go again, here's what I love to do. I love a stabilizer. So tuck your toes, lift your knees, forearms down, a forearm plank for a moment, or even what feels like halfway to a dolphin pose. This kind of protraction and flexion in the spine and pelvic lengthening almost feels like it's creating space in the points of compression or seemingly compressing parts of the single-legged bow. Put yourself back on the floor. Second time. Any variation is going to be valuable as long as you're putting value into what you're doing. So you're kicking it away to create lift, maybe bend the right elbow, draw the shoulder blade in and down, really opening and peeling it up. See what it's like to even get your right thigh off the floor. Big breath in, and then release. Little wiggle in the hips. How are we doing? If you want, the forearm plank is there for you. You don't have to, but it can feel quite nice release for a moment. And let's go again. Bend the right knee, catch the foot. Inhale, kick it back and lift. Big breath in. Long breath out. And then release. We don't need to be in these poses long times today. Part of what this kind of feeling of flow isn't necessarily one breath, one move, but intentional usefulness when we put our focus into one side or the other. Good. And then before we do the second side, place your hands by your chest, tuck your toes, go back to downward facing dog. Notice what's there. Notice what's changed, what's shifted, what space you find, or what space is needed. Take yourself to plank and do the second side. Right forearm down, kick your left knee back. Inhale, lift yourself up. Live here for a breath or two. Let the second side be something that equally takes your focus. Release when you're ready. Tuck your toes, lift your hips. Second time, second side. Live here for another few breaths. And when you're done, you release and you just settle. you will start to know as the practice goes on, or as we kind of move past towards the closing, what the body needs as opposed to what you want to do. Third time, third side if you want it. Probably if you need it is probably a better way to say it. And when you're done, you rest. Put your forehead to the floor for a moment. Bring your hands by your chest like a cobra pose. Tuck your toes. Press straight up to plank. Return to downward facing dog. Whew, that feels nice. Big breath in. Long breath out. Go ahead and come forward onto your knees and sit back onto your heels. And just take a moment to recenter, to reground. To notice the path that leads you back to the self. One of the things that I often remember is that in yoga we are often taught that things move in a certain way in the physical practice. But there's often different kinds of postures, ones that move us forward, so steps, lunges, and ones that settle us and ground us. And your job, or our job as yogis, is to understand that we have a choice and that we can take our time to take in the view. It's very easy to kind of make this a to B practice. We start here and we get here. That's not how we enjoy most journeys. Not enjoy, but how we get most places. Most places in our lives we don't get to in a straight line. And so whether you're on your own journey, whether it's in the yoga practice or developing your teaching or building out whatever you're building out, or if it's in your life where you're trying to move forward with something, it's very unlikely that it's an A to B journey. There's tangents, there's moments to stop and take in the view, and there's ways in which we can go explore and get lost along the way. From here, go ahead and just roll to the side, sit down onto your bum. Let your knees bend, bring your knees to your chest, and before we lie onto the floor, either gently lift your knees to your chest or extend them up to a version of a boat pose. And then from this version of a boat pose, if you're here with me, flex the toes and then grab your big toes like it's happy baby in a boat pose and feel this lifted action as the thigh bones draw back. Just make sure there's nothing in the way behind you, and ever so gently when you're ready, just roll back onto your back. Let the momentum carry out of the body and you'll still be in happy baby. And you'll just have a little bit of space side to side to return the body back into its center. And so these closing postures are all symmetrical because now when it comes full circle, it's about returning back to the place where it is recentered. When you're upside down, let the soles of the feet come together. We call this Tarasana. Let the heels drop to the seat and let the knees open and the hands rest on the shin bones. And then let the feet slide to the floor, Supta Baddha Konasana, as everything grounds and opens. As you stay here for a few moments of stillness, of rest, perhaps maybe this is the opportunity to not necessarily reflect, but to recognize the path of this journey today. What did it feel like for you when we led ourselves along a road along the right side of the body? A pattern that creates familiarity, repetition, that allows us to build in sequence and to allow the body to become less in the intellect and more in the experience. How did you find that? Was it enjoyable, exciting? Was it focused? Was it dedicated? Or none of the above and it just was? This practice doesn't demand you to have answers in the moment, but perhaps simply just recognize that the practice is unfolding right in front of you. If there's a different shape you want to take in the body for the last few breaths of your practice, you're welcome to slide the legs out or open the arms out. But as always, this practice offers us the space, more than anything else, to bring ourselves back into the moment. And so even in a practice of two halves, where there's the night and the day, the sun and the moon, and the right and the left, there's always a point of intersection or overlap, where everything perhaps simply comes back to a here and now, a moment that begins and ends seamlessly. And perhaps that is the recognition that we can find in a practice just like this. If you feel like you want to close practice with us here this evening, then feel free to wiggle the fingers and the toes and find your way back to a seat. If you want to stay longer wherever you are, do so. And as you resettle into the floor, as your hands come to the center of your heart space, just simply recognize the space that we have, the duality of our lives and our practice often find their way back into a single place that reminds us that the here and now is all that there is. And we seal the practice together with a breath and an om. Take an inhale and an exhale. Inhale. We honor the practice for all that it is and the two halves that make us whole. And if you'd like, together we say, Namaste. Well done in practice today. Thank you so much for joining me on the mat. It's always great to share practice together. We'll see you again soon.